What's up, fam? It's your boy TJ Fuse, and I'm back with another video. Today, we are talking a little bit of Chicago Bears football. Let's get it, man.
Bitch, we get it on. Me and gang blowing up like napalm. I ain't saving shit. Do it look like I got a cape on?
Justin Fields making his, debut as the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. This is an exciting time. I've been trying not to get too excited. I've been trying not to have too high expectations because I know it's gonna be mistakes. I know it's gonna be, I don't want to say ugly moments because I don't think it's gonna be too many ugly moments, especially with Justin getting a full week of practice as the starting quarterback. I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of pressure on his shoulders either. I think he's gonna be just as calm as we've seen him so far this season, so far in his career. As far as back at Ohio State goes, he's always had a demeanor about him. You feel like you're always in a game with him. But regardless if he makes mistakes or not, it's just really going to be exciting to see not only how Justin Fields performs in the NFL, especially against the Cleveland Browns team, whose defense has been struggling as of late. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, they haven't really been able to do much. The safety position is a big question mark for those guys. Cleveland is still an overall good football team. I do feel like they're going to try to change things up from what we've seen the first 2 weeks on defense, especially going up against a rookie quarterback like Justin Fields. They're going to try to do as much as they can to confuse him. And I feel like that is going to happen a couple of times. It's just, he's a rookie. I'm expecting him to be confused. We saw it last week against Cincinnati, where he had that play. Of course, the interception, the guy, zero coverage, all that shit. It was a fake. He dropped back, picked the ball off from Justin Fields. That was a good play by the defender. That was a really, really good play. Justin Fields, he made a mistake. But one thing I've noticed about Fields too is that he tends to learn from the mistakes that he makes quite often. For example, you got, preseason. We've already went through this in a previous video where, Justin Fields had that zero blitz coming at him and he didn't pick it up. He didn't, set his protection. He didn't even look in the direction of, where the blitzer was coming from. And then a few plays later, he saw the same look and was able to get the ball out for a first down. So not only that, even if you look at that ball by Darnell Mooney that everybody can argue whether it was dropped, whether Justin could have put it, a little bit more on the money play, they went right back to that crossing route. They went right back to it, and Justin Fields put it right in Darnell Mooney's chest for a first down. And it was a beautiful throw, beautiful route by Mooney. He learned. He picked it up. He was like, that may have been a little too high. I'm pretty sure, knowing the type of quarterback Justin Fields seems to be, I'm pretty sure he went right to the huddle, looked at Mooney and said, that one was on me. That's exciting to see. Things like that are exciting to see. So I'm expecting to see mistakes, but I'm also expecting to see a kid who is able to process those mistakes and pretty much try his best to eliminate them from happening again. And I really like that. And I do feel like we have a quarterback in Chicago now. We do have a guy who is able to extend plays. We have a guy who's able to pick up first downs with his legs. He ran a 4.40. I like Justin Fields playing his game. You know what I mean? Last week, one of my problems with the play calling from Matt Nagy was really that he stuck with a lot of Andy Dalton-esque offense, and when he did go to Justin Fields-esque offense, it was read options mainly, another reverse to Damian Williams, which didn't work. You know what I mean? It was things like that when he kind of got in that Justin Fields bag, I guess you can say. And that's cool. I love it. I love it all. Try it all with him because he's able to do it. But at the time with him coming in as a backup, it didn't really work just because of the fact that when he's coming in as a backup and you see him, he's a weapon with his legs, he's not the starting quarterback. A lot of defenses are going to look at him as primarily a runner. So when he gets in the game, with him and Andy Dalton kind of switching out, he gets in, they are automatically expecting him to run the football. That's just what they're expecting. Now, as far as him having an entire week, to just gel with the offense to get everything going, I don't see that be an issue if Matt Nagy does adapt the entire playbook to Justin Fields, because like I said, I'm a fan of him using his legs. I just don't like him being a primary, running quarterback. I don't like I don't want him to be Lamar Jackson in this offense. And the reason why is because Lamar Jackson is a different type of shifty, right? Justin Fields, don't get me wrong, he can make people miss. He can break tackles. And he's a solid mobile quarterback. But I don't want him to be that Lamar Jackson, because one thing that Lamar Jackson is exquisite at, and everybody talks about he runs a lot, he's going to end up injured, his career is going to be short. It's not going to be short as long as Lamar Jackson is as skilled as he is with making people miss, because Lamar Jackson is probably the best, skill position at making somebody miss in the NFL. And it's crazy that a quarterback could even be in that conversation. And Lamar Jackson, he avoids big hits because he is skilled enough to make sure that he's able to not make one guy or just two guys. Sometimes he can make 3 or 4 guys in a row miss because he has that all of that. You know what I mean? He has that shiftiness about him. So I think Justin Fields does have some shiftiness to him. I do think that he has some, brilliant ability to break tackles, to break sacks. But I don't want to see him out there trying to be Lamar Jackson and he tweaks something or anything, God forbid. I'm excited to see this game. I'm excited to see if Matt Nagy actually does, adjust his play call. And I've been tough on Nagy. I have been. I for some reason, something is telling me that he's not narrow-minded enough to look at Justin Fields and say, this is my playbook, run it. This play sheet is going to be dedicated to Justin Fields. I think it's going to be dedicated to his skill set. And I think that this is probably going to be the beginning of Justin Fields, becoming the identity of this offense. Cleveland, they're, like I said, they're a really good team. I don't want to understate that at all. But one thing I will say is that I don't think that, the Bears are getting enough credit for this game. I think that Cleveland, they're 7-point favorites or something like that in the betting odds. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Because after watching Cleveland, especially these last 2 weeks, after watching them last season, which they were pretty good on offense, but defensively they were still terrible. I don't see how they're that much of a better football team than the Chicago Bears if Justin Fields comes out and if he has a game plan that's tailored to his offense. Because we all saw what Tyrod Taylor did, to Cleveland. And it wasn't pretty. He did whatever the hell he wanted to Cleveland. It was nasty, and then Tyrod ended up hurting that hamstring. And we actually gonna have a video on Tyrod dropping. As far as Tyrod goes, man, it was crazy just to see how he was just able to have his way with his legs, with his arm. And that's one thing that I feel Justin Fields will do successfully against this Cleveland defense. Of course, like I said, there's gonna be mistakes. Sometimes he's gonna be confused. I'm fine with that, but I feel like there's going to be a lot more good than there's going to be bad. And bold prediction that I have, Justin Fields, this is bold. I got him throwing for 300 yards. 300 yards for Justin Fields. I was going to go with 250. I said, fuck it, it wouldn't be bold unless you say 300. Going with 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown for Justin Fields. So 3 total touchdowns for Fields, 300 yards. Lofty. Like I said, that's just a bold prediction. I don't have any real expectations for him as a Bears fan. I'm not gonna let myself have those expectations because, like I said, the moment that I do that as a Bears fan, that first interception, I'm jumping off the balcony, bro. It's curtains. Like, I can't do that to myself. You feel me? So all I can do is just go in with a positive mindset and just hope that Justin Fields does well against the Cleveland Browns. And like I said, I don't think the Cleveland should be a 7-point favorite over the Bears. That's silly to me. I do think that their offense is gonna be missing Jarvis Landry a lot. They are getting OBJ back more than likely this week. We haven't seen OBJ since he tore his ACL. We haven't really seen OBJ do much in a Cleveland Browns uniform yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he comes back. He says that he's had a spiritual replenishment or whatever the fuck he called it. But either way, I'm excited for the game. My prediction for the score is going to be, I do have the Chicago Bears winning. I was a little hesitant to say that, but that's what I got here. 23-20, Bears going over the Cleveland Browns. And it really just comes down to, I don't think that the Browns defense is really going to be able to do much. And if the Bears defense plays close to how they played last week against Cincinnati, I really do think that they can give Baker Mayfield some trouble. We saw Baker Mayfield throw an interception. And on that play that he got injured, he injured his non-throwing shoulder on that play. So we've seen this Cleveland offense not just be lights out, even when they had Landry. So, I mean, they got some solid tight end play. They, like I said, they're getting OBJ back. But I feel like the Bears defense is going to overwhelm, especially with the Bears getting Eddie Goldman and Mario Edwards Jr. only to apply, like I said in previous Bears video as well, apply that additional pressure. That interior pressure has been so important for the Bears. It was important for them in 2018. We lost it when Eddie Goldman got injured, I believe 2019, 2020. We all know he opted out for COVID, so he didn't play last year. And that's something that the Bears defense has really been missing. I feel like Eddie Goldman, he is a huge piece and a huge key of what makes this defense go. And I feel like if he's back, as well as Mario Edwards, it's curtains for Baker Mayfield. That's just how I feel about it personally, and that's a non-biased opinion. That's just my honest opinion, just my analysis on the Cleveland Browns offense with the Chicago Bears defense. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be able to beat the Bears on a deep ball like Los Angeles did in week 1. Like I said, OBJ, he can probably go deep, but who knows? He's coming back his first game off a torn ACL. They're probably going to maybe limit his snaps. I don't know if he's going to even see a lot of snaps this Sunday, but we'll see. That's the beauty of the NFL. You don't know shit until you know. This has been your boy TJ Fuse. I'm gonna be back with another video real soon. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. If so, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you looking out for more videos, more content, and yeah, let me know what y'all want to see, man. I'm gonna be dropping a lot more content soon, a lot more reaction videos, a lot of things are coming, man. I ain't gonna expose it all, but a lot of shit coming. But like I said, this has been your boy TJ Fuse.
Get it on, me and gang blowing up like napalm. I ain't saving shit. Do it look like I got a cape on? Look me